Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Mamata Banerjee is the new Arvind Kejriwal, taking Prime Minister Narendra Modi head on, engaging in constant tussles with the centre and looking the Modi government in the eye. Now, of course, the recent development of former Chief Secretary Alupan Bandyopadhyay is just one example of this constant sparring that we have seen between the West Bengal government and the Narendra Modi government in the recent past. There was a time when Arvind Kejriwal's constant confrontations, tussles, tug of wars with the centre would make headlines every other day. Now the baton seems to have passed on to West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, who seems to be following a similar trope. Both Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee are very similar politicians. They have in a way a similar grain. They are both street fighters. They are both fierce. They know the pulse of the voter, which is why they've been winning elections. And most importantly, they have this thirst to stand out as opposition leaders who are national leaders, who can stand up to the Prime Minister, who can take on the Prime Minister. Just look at Mamata Banerjee's constant run-ins with the central government. They've been so pronounced, they've been so many and so frequent. As I mentioned, this Alupan Bandyopadhyay episode is just, it's just one chapter in this book that Mamata Banerjee seems to have created of confrontations with the centre. There was a meeting to review Cyclone Yas recently, which was to be chaired by Prime Minister Modi. Mamata Banerjee decided to skip the meeting. Meeting had to be cancelled, and union ministers started launching a concerted attack against Banerjee. Following which, of course, we know what happened to Alupan Bandyopadhyay, how the centre tried to recall him, but Mamata Banerjee resisted. But this is, as I said, just another episode. Whether it comes to Mamata Banerjee confronting the CBI over arrests in the Narada case, whether it comes to the handling of the COVID pandemic with the centre blaming West Bengal, the West Bengal government blaming the centre, whether it comes to lack of funds for cyclones, or whether it comes to the Home Ministry just rushing in a central team to West Bengal on the COVID front and Mamata Banerjee getting very irked by it, or it comes to transfer of IAS, IPS officers, or the summoning of Mamata Banerjee's nephew Abhishek Banerjee's wife. The string of confrontations have been way too many, have been way too frequent to ignore. Now, of course, the political fight between these two leaders is another matter. There is a very bitter political rivalry. There is a lot of name calling, a lot of bitter exchange that happens ahead of elections, whether it was ahead of the 2019 Lok Sabha elections or ahead of the recent assembly elections in West Bengal. That's a different matter, but it's a confrontation between Mamata Banerjee as the Chief Minister and Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister, or between the West Bengal government and the central government, that makes it an interesting case study. That, of course, cooperative federalism has collapsed completely under the Modi government is no secret, but the biggest examples, the most glaring examples of this crumbling are the equations between Mamata Banerjee's government and the centre and Arvind Kejriwal's government and the centre. Coming back to Mamata Banerjee, her constant run-ins with West Bengal Governor Jagdeep Dhankar are perhaps the most obvious reflection of the complete breakdown of relationship between the centre and her government. So as I said, there have been a string of cases where Mamata Banerjee has taken on Narendra Modi's government, has been confrontational, and vice versa. Now this seems to have become a trope for Banerjee, which is essentially take on the centre, make sure that every run-in is newsy, is fierce, and which sends out a message to her voter that she can look the PM in the eye and that she will defend her turf. Now Arvind Kejriwal, of course, we know his run-ins with Narendra Modi have been legendary in a way. I mean, his run-ins with the lieutenant government have been legendary. That's been an equation that has been very, very tumultuous for a long time. It was Arvind Kejriwal who would take on the Prime Minister at every step about everything. And there are very many examples of that which I really need not repeat here. But the similarity between Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee is exactly this. What Arvind Kejriwal has been doing since he came to power as Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has now started doing in the recent past, which is constant confrontations with the centre, which is constantly telling the centre that you will not be able to walk all over us and that we are going to look you in the eye and that we are going to stand up to you. Now, the reasons for these are very obvious. One, it helps these leaders expand their image, project their image beyond being regional satraps to being national opposition leaders who can stand up to the Prime Minister, very powerful, formidable Prime Minister at that. It helps these leaders electorally. It tells their voters, it tells their constituencies that we are strong opposition leaders, which is why the results of the Delhi Assembly elections, the results of the West Bengal Assembly elections, they speak for themselves. They show that these politicians are being able to convince their voters about their own abilities, about their own ability to be able to stand up to the central government. For the Modi government, meanwhile, this is a bit of a tricky terrain, I would say that, because what has happened is that in the Lok Sabha elections it may have helped the Prime Minister enhance his party's performance in both these states, but assembly elections seems to have become another matter. They're not, Prime Minister Modi has been unable to convince either people of Delhi or the voters of West Bengal with his constant confrontations with their chief ministers. He's not been able to convince that he's doing the right thing and that these chief ministers deserve to be shown their place. But this is what the BJP is trying. It tries to needle these opposition leaders who they know are strong and fierce and very, they have a street fighter instinct. They try and corner them, they try and ensure that there are constant confrontations, and this very much suits both Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee as well. So it really, in that sense, is a win-win situation, ironically. However, one word of caution would be that it does affect the governance of both these chief ministers, because you're constantly distracted with your confrontations with the centre, you're constantly thinking of that, you're constantly in the news because of that. And on the other hand, there is also lack of cooperation with the centre, so that affects governance, that affects administration in these in their respective states. But who cares, about all that, and who also cares about the fact that both Prime Minister Modi and Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal end up looking childish and immature, constantly fighting. I mean, who cares about not looking good at a time when being heard in politics is far more important. So for now, in the opposition, if there are two leaders who are really looking Prime Minister Modi in the eye and standing up to him, it's Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee. You may or may not disagree with their methods of constant confrontation, of constant fights, of constant tussles, but it's serving them and it's serving their purpose. It's helping them establish their presence as leaders, not just in their states, but at the national level, as major opposition leaders. And in this race of who the big opposition leader against Modi is, Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee seem to be far ahead of the rest. For more, don't forget to log on to our website, theprint.in, to read my column, Politics.